Happy Wednesday and welcome to We Are Cooperative Radio. I am Nigel Wright and I am so grateful you are part of our community. Break a leg. So, what are we talking about? Break a leg on this hump day hangout, so to speak, on this Wednesday, as I wish you the best. So, recently I was overseas and I fell. I injured my knee. That was not awesome. But I'm still grateful to be able to walk. But it's been particularly challenging. And I just wanted to talk a bit about what that experience has been like, for all intents and purposes, being a little bit more unsteady on my feet, and what it must be like for folks who have this problem all the time. While I hope this particular injury isn't permanent, having it exist now temporarily has been certainly challenging. One thing for sure is everything is a lot slower. So whether it is using a walker or walking around on crutches, everything's a bit more tentative and again, certainly slower. I know in the event of an emergency, fire or catastrophe or God forbid, first person shooter sort of thing, I'd be in some real trouble because I'm going nowhere fast. And I think about these things, as I'm getting older, and it's a little daunting. Then there's the steady on your feet um, aspect of it. Not knowing, whether or not you can fall down is is particularly challenging. Um, it's not something that feels comfortable by any stretch of the imagination. You just don't. Not having your bearings about you is can be pretty tough. Now there isn't a significant amount of pain, but icing and keeping the foot elevated and things like that while sorting out what's going on with the orthopedist and everything else, it's a big challenge. I will say this though, the the wheelchair, the use of a wheelchair in an airport when you do have an injury is of great benefit, and thank you for all the people at uh, at the airport and United Airlines for making that accommodation. I think this is something that's particularly important. We don't, if we're walking around and everything's good, and you don't, necessarily have any sort of ailment or handicap, so to speak, you don't particularly, at least I didn't understand what it means to be managing a situation where you can't walk and you need to be either wheeled around or wheeling yourself around in a walker or something else. It is a different experience. Um, People will help you though, because I fell, and people were there to help me up. Thank God, that was really nice of them. And it seems as though when people see you with crutches or a brace, there is a fair deal amount of empathy. At least that's what I found in Florida and the Philippines. That people tend to be a little bit more gracious, a little bit more helpful. But in the hustle and bustle, you still could potentially get knocked over. So that's not pretty good. I do know, having gone